Alright, guys, we are back. Almost entirely because I refuse to give up after talking so much shit. But this is what I get for making a half-ass base in the high bone fields. So we're gonna go back, grab our townies, as it were. We're gonna bring them back up here and hope that the animal defense grid is effective. If it's not, if we continue to have issues and the base is getting raided, we're just gonna move to Shim. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna use the water like we should have. The whole point was to do what I know works instead of try random stupid ideas that I have. So we're gonna get over it. We're going to hopefully not lose anyone else, and we're gonna move to Shem if we have to. Looks like we got some hungry wolves coming our way, or at least they were. We need money, so we're happy to take them up on their offer to fight us. Who's the leader here? If we attack him, they'll all turn around. There it is. Now, bone dogs aren't the best, but they do have skins and they do have meat. And right now we need money, and hunting is the easiest way to get it. Let's have everybody spread out just a little bit. Just to not be in a complete straight line to blast each other in the face. Who do I want ripping up the animals? We'll have you do it. Ruka, and you're just not going to do it because there's no bins around. That's right. Just kidding. That's the only bummer is that you've almost got to put a box down just to loot the animals. They won't just grab it and put it in their backpack, sadly. But while I do feel like Khaled got murdered for absolutely no reason, and she probably got spawned outside the base during reload, I need to check for that. That's one thing I just learned, and well, relearned, is that when you reload a save, if you have turret gunners, if you have someone who regularly works on the door to your base, you basically have to recheck it each time. You've got to be sure no one spawned outside. So that's what I get. But we'll sort it out. We'll get the town back up and running. We'll get more materials being put together. Belt and Griffin brought a ton of bolts to sell. That's going to give us money as well. And we're going to get going again. We're not going to let one setback turn everything upside down. If the base continues to get wrecked, we will just move. The reality is, while we've lost some limbs, the people who are the future of this playthrough are all alive and healthy, and we just kind of have to accept that as good news. Okay. We're actually selling enough stuff that they're running out of cats for us, so that's a good sign that we might make some. We got about 34,000. That's good. We just want to make sure we maintain a decent amount. Oh yeah, and Ruka, you got plenty to sell. We want to make sure we maintain a decent amount. If for nothing else, then so that if we have to buy more arms, we can. And basically, we're just carrying these guys because if we get into a fight that we have to take, they're a lot less likely, maybe even unable to be hit while they're on someone's shoulder. I'm not sure if it's a 0%, but so far I have never seen someone. Oh, let's turn jobs off. Make sure everyone has their jobs off. Yeah. I've never seen anyone get hit while they're being backpacked, while they're packed onto your shoulder by crossbow bolts. So that will keep us from killing our own people, which is what almost happened to Belt because he left town without his armor. Alright, we have everybody. Gonna head on out. I don't want to move to the town if I don't have to. Being limited by the iron plates they sell stinks. We already have more iron plates just sitting back at home than that town will produce in like 3 days. I am already frustrated with this playthrough because I did something so dumb that's had such bad consequences, but that's kind of part of it. If you really want to whoop Kenshi's ass, you better be ready to get humbled. I thought I was so good I could build a little BS base, and it reminded me real quick that's not how Kenshi works. If I had just built a really safe base where everybody has to swim through a ton of water to get in, probably wouldn't have had this issue at all. We did set up just a little guard against animals. This will stop the large animals from coming and pounding on the gate, which will just keep them from teleporting through without any issue. Because that's the real issue, is that they would just teleport through and murder everyone. Ribs, he's already back to making crossbow bolts, which is great. And then if he ever fills that up, he can start making armor plate, which is cool. That'll get us more armor. I do think we need to get armor though, and I think we've got enough bolts for now. What's going on with the base? What happened? Oh, so the turret gunners are gonna see stuff and shoot at stuff all the time, whether or not they need to. We are down to turret gunners, which is a big bummer. I think I'm gonna have these guys hop down off of here. And we'll put them at the top of the tower, hoping that gives them a little bit better edge shooting against stuff. Now, if a bunch of guys cram against the gate, we're still probably hosed. I'm not even sure this is a real long-term solution. I think in the long term we have to move. But we'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it, you know? Ooh, they're actually shooting at stuff. That's interesting. Or are they shooting at our beak friend? Yeah, they're shooting at our beak friend. Well, we can't have that. So we'll have someone go pick him up. And this is the other. Oh, Beep, what are you doing? You're gonna die. Beep, get off of engineering and run. We have guys trying to invade our house. Bunch of dirty band of bones bastards. Let's have Belt work on repairing this, and everybody but Belt can start shooting. Bean Hop, are you okay? We've got to make sure no one is on engineering. That is just not what we want. Bean Hop, you get out of there. Why aren't you operating the iron refinery? So this is full. Are we just that full on iron plates? Okay, that's not bad. That's alright. We are okay with that. Sand, cat, spike, Fumin. And then I want sand to man this one. So hopefully they'll stay fed. We're still missing plenty of people to man the turrets. Beep. Why are you? Oh, we need a cook now. Everything's full. So that's kind of tough. We've got a good amount of food, but not infinite. I guess we'll just have Beep make food. And then when there's no food to make, he'll go back to doing that. That makes sense. Is he bad at cooking? Like he's got a low skill and a penalty. Maybe that's not the play. Oh boy. Long story short, we need to find some people. We are short 3. That will give us more gunners as well as a cook. We've got the money to go recruit. So let's go take a gander, see who we can get. We're really just looking for townspeople, laborers, people who can do stuff back at the base. All of our people are really getting up there in skill, which is nice. We're seeing a pretty big improvement in their melee attack skills and whatnot. That's going to be a pretty huge benefit. That way, when it comes down to getting outnumbered, we're not in quite as much trouble. All right, Belt, Gardener. All right, this guy looks a lot like Beep. You know, we can't have that. We'll do his height small. We'll fix his posture. Give him crazy legs. Give him, yeah, just crazy legs. Just absolutely crazy legs. Shoulders up, neck up, legs are long. Frame will make overall stumpy. Because you got to remember, all the hivers that we encounter are supposed to be rejects, so we got to make them look the part, right? Oh boy. Oh boy. So we got Gardner. We need 2 more. And we'll use him to recruit so it's simpler. We've got tech hunters here. Is anybody else looking for work? Any of you? Jewel? What can Jewel do? You look like you could cook. No, you're a Scorchlander. Yuck. Sorry, man. We really want somebody who can cook. We didn't even necessarily need the hiver. We need someone who can cook. It's like the main thing we're after is a cook. We just need a Greenlander. And it's nothing but Scorchies. Ooh, Azumi's here. Oh, she's a researcher. Okay, okay, that's good. So Azumi, does she have? She's already got some science, some field medic. That's fantastic. We'll have to level up her cooking, but she can still be our cook. That's pretty great. And then we need one more guy. Streak could probably do it. We could do with a Scorchlander. It's just not necessarily what we're looking for, but it's basically going to be a turret person as it is. So I guess it doesn't matter too much. And we got Kumo. So we'll pick up Azumi, Kumo, and Gardner. Now that we've got our new people picked up, we'll head back to home base. See, we'll get this sorted out and we'll be back in action. It's time to go tech hunting if we could just stop having horrible tragedy after horrible tragedy happen. We'd already be at it. Finding Azumi's cool. She's going to be able to be a good researcher, which is what we ideally wanted was a cook slash researcher. So that's pretty great. Izumi, we'll probably put you on cooking duty and then let Beep off of cooking duty. Actually, I think we'll put him on cooking duty as well. Get another cooking stove. Get another torch post. Kumo. We're going to put you up on the turrets up here. Gardner we'll put down here. Beep. Cooked veggies. We'll have you work this one. We want to make sure his backpack doesn't get overloaded. Ribs, I want you making armor. That's just the reality of it. We've got to get some armor going for all the people that are staying home. And we're probably going to have to get them some experience. Let's see, where are we off to? Engineering. Ancient science books are good. AI cores, huh? AI cores are like the most valuable thing we could get. So let's see what that tells us to do. Oh, we don't have a ton of food at all. Yikes. Okay. So we've got a good amount of food, but nothing crazy. Turn off everybody's jobs. We're a little low on crossbow bolts on some people, too. That's kind of unfortunate. So we'll switch out what Ribs is doing. We'll go back to making some bolts for now. But that did let us do some recruiting and put a nice little pad between us and running out of money next time somebody gets injured. So Ribs, we're going to go back to arrow making bench. And then belt, where are we off to? Oh boy, all the way over to the factory. So we should get some good stuff there, that's for sure. That's a long trek though. We're going to want to maybe make a pit stop or two for some bolts here and there. In fact, we're definitely going to want to hit at least Katoon and Flats Lagoon just to get some. Everybody's strength is coming along nicely too. If we really wanted to, we could transition. Ooh, where'd Paste go? Paste, what are you doing? How did you get stuck there? Come on. This is why I check regularly. You'd never believe how often this happens. So now we gotta bring everybody here. Make sure Paste is on her way. Looks like we're not having any trouble shooting stuff from upstairs, though. That seems to be going really well. Now, let's delete that. Move Azumi to the front. Everybody else in the back is a turret guard. They're all doing good on food. We do actually have everybody now, which is nice. It did stop us from getting to Katoon on time, but that's not the end of the world. Okay, we cleaned that place out. That's good. We've got a little bit left to sell here and there that we accidentally brought with us. Probably keep the meat. We're gonna check on home base from time to time. I don't really feel like getting a death notification instead of a warning. But we'll grab some equipment here and then we'll be good to go. Most people are getting close to not even being encumbered, which is really nice. So who's got less than 4? That's the big thing we're looking for. Anything less than 4, we're going to get you up to 4, and then we'll go from there. At least that was the plan. Looks like some of you are going to have to stick with 3. Well, maybe not. That goes up to 4. That goes up to 4. That got everybody. That'll work. That should take care of us. We'll need to grab more once we get back, but we shouldn't need any more until then. If it turns out we do, we'll probably know around the time we get to Black Scratch. So this is essentially what this run was supposed to be. We get a team that's really geared up, we get them toughened up a little bit, and then we start actually sending them in dangerous places to get all of the science we need to make a crazy base, but also uncover what the heck's going on in this world. Why is everything so messed up? Why is all of the technology failing? Because the lore of the game is that the history isn't really known. So while it might be a fruitless endeavor, we're also going to conquer and, well, at least capture a bunch of leaders to see if they know what we want to know. No, it just hit me. Our little buddy Beak thing over there. He's not dead, but I don't know how quickly he's going to get better. Maybe we'll just get extra harpoon training in the meantime. Hey, you want to hire a solo mercenary who was almost dead? We'll patch him up. That just seems like good business, you know? They've helped us out a lot in the past. We'll get him patched up. Are these guys gonna bother us? Can they bother us? No, they're slow enough, though. We should be good to go. We really don't want to mess with boneyard wolves on the way to our destination. They're tough as nails. Belt kind of thinks he remembers this location too. It might actually have one of the older skeletons that we could question. Belt was like a model that didn't have any of its information. He actually isn't in on whatever's going on for whatever reason. He doesn't know what actually happened. Whereas all the other skeletons seem to be in on some big joke. Ooh, we got company. Is that guy gonna come from all the way up there? Yeah, he sure is. Well, alright. We'll take your meat and your skins for later. On a long trip like this, the meat's invaluable. We'll definitely end up using it. Or I should say, I would be very surprised if we don't. We're heading into some areas where some of the enemies might enslave us too. It can get a little sketchy here, so I've got to pay a little bit better attention. We're not heading down into Sniper Valley. We're actually heading further north, which is good. I've wanted to settle in the unwanted zone before, but it kind of had a lot of the same problems that we're having where we're at now. Oh gosh. So we don't want to fight those land bats. That's like off the table. There's so many of them. I want to say 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, they at least double our number. We're not doing that. Mm-mm. Goodbye. No, thank you. I'm not even a little bit interested in that nonsense. But the other problem with the unwanted zone, not only does it have kind of some of the same issues with moving around, there are so many big things that I've actually had a squad about as powerful as this get killed just trying to get set up. It's just such they have such overwhelming numbers that it's difficult to really set up anywhere there. And it's not just beak things. There's all kinds of raptors. There's a bunch of crabs. There's so many things that you got to deal with. We'll pop over to Brink. Some of this is going to be a lot of travel. That's the only unfortunate thing. There's no real way without modding to speed up the process. And while I think that would kind of fall at least into the spirit of what I'm doing, how I have like the UI stuff, going at 5 times speed with characters that don't move super fast is also dangerous as hell. So it wouldn't necessarily be an improvement for me. I think by the time we get to Brink, everything will be open. I'm not sure if they even have a shop we need, though. Farms, weapons. No, they don't even have anything we need. So we'll just keep moving to Black Scratch. It's crazy to think we've already got, I think, 3 people, yep, that have lost limbs. Well, people might be a strong word for belt, but you know what I mean. Members of our group. Faction HQ for the Black Dogs. Who are these guys? Grass Pirates? These guys are almost certainly going to attack us, right? Yeah. So these firing lines aren't the best when they kind of run at us all of a sudden, but we'll just kind of get people not completely lined up. These guys, though, might actually be worth looting, which is nice. What do we have here? Nope. 200. Ugh. Not really. That's rough. I was kind of hoping they'd have something of value. Guess we'll just take their bandages so they eventually die. That seems like a good plan. We'll keep pushing. It stinks some of them didn't have some kind of gear, like a weapon or something worth taking. We do have to be kind of conscious of the fact that we do need money here and there. The Reavers have grog on them, I think. That could be a good source of loot. Let's see if we can actually get a good lineup against these guys. Never hurts, right? Oh, there are more Reavers coming in. I do think that the best sidearm we can get does look like it's going to be the short cleaver. It doesn't look like it's going to be using this bleeding weapon in the long run, so we'll probably transition to that at some point. This is all dirt cheap garbage. The boots seem like they're okay, and their weapon might bring a decent penny. Yeah, it looks like the Reaver's weapons are decent. Let's just have Belt take a look at them, guys. We don't want any of these guys to have bandages on them. That's just the way it is, fellas. Life out here is dangerous. Don't mess with the wrong people. They'll take away your band-aids and everything. Alright, we're almost a black scratch. We'll sell off this junk and keep going. Now, I think we have everything we need except for maybe the short cleaver pattern. We could go ahead and grab that. Boy, howdy, if anything happens to ribs, I'm calling it now. I'm going to be pissed. Oh, yeah, we're after the blue. Sabers. I want short cleaver. There it is. Yep. 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 That's what I want. We're going to sell all these garbage healing kits. That's just kind of a mean way to make sure they don't come back. We'll hold on to the meat. I do think we're going to transition to these short cleavers because they have armor penetration, damage versus robots, no negative stuff against anything, and they have some pretty good damage. If you go and sit and compare them to the other sidearms, I would say they're better than katanas against an armored opponent, which is the only thing we're worried about. If we fight someone without armor, they're going to vaporize. You know, they have absolutely no hope whatsoever against us if they're not wearing armor. So the idea would be to have something that's decent against armor and preferably can be used even when you're injured. I was using the mercenary maces, which were pretty good, but I think I want to try short cleavers this time. We'll probably craft them up. The big thing is the short cleavers require way less strength, and they're easier to use when injured because of that. So we'll take everybody that we can up to 6 on the bolts, and then we'll keep heading out. I don't like buying bolts while we're out here, but the reality is we need them. We want to make sure we stay stocked up. I would rather lose some cats and then maybe even have to sell some of the ones that Ribs is making than to just run out while we're out here. That would be horrible. Because we're way worse at melee. All we'd really do is bleed them, and it's not enough. Alright, we got to be careful here because if I remember right, we're going to run into a ton of spiders, like mechanical spiders, and those things have been the bane of our existence just because they hurt so much. We will definitely be taking advantage of luring them out and attacking them from a distance. Okay, no one's randomly dying at home. That's a good sign. We don't get a lot of faction events here. Trying to come up with a random name off rip. Ooh, what? Why, guys? You guys are so hopelessly outgunned. Are you sure about this? Let's take off ranged and see how that goes. Let's see how we do just beating them down. Yeah, see, the bleeding's cool, but it's not that much. I'm starting to think I'd rather have the actual damage. And then the cutting weapon's still going to do some bleeding, you know? But it does look like Blood Loss KO is what's taking all of these guys out, so who can say? But we attack so slow, even with the relatively low quality and light weapon. And we're not going to level our dexterity very fast with this thing. One of the things I have learned is for my turret guards, I like to just keep them super stocked up on food. That seems to make a pretty big difference. What are these guys? Dead cat? Okay. Well, we're not going to bother them. I'm assuming they got their gate closed because they don't care about random travelers or whatever BS we have to sell. So we will avoid starting crap there. I'm still trying to decide how I'm going to handle this. Ooh. See, there's spooters. All kinds of spooters. So one of the problems I'm going to have here is I'm kind of just a very, if you can't tell, amateur streamer. And I'm not going to not play my very favorite video game when it comes out with a new expansion. But it's also one of those games where when you stream what you're doing, it can make what you're doing less effective. So I probably my other, if I was going to have a top two video games, it's Path of Exile and Kenshi. And Path of Exile's got a new league coming up, and so I'll be playing that for sure. I might just go ahead and stream it. Hopefully these spiders don't. We're gonna back up. We're not gonna just take hits from spiders. That's silly. They're so slow. I'm gonna be playing it. I think I'm just gonna stream it because worst comes to worst, I'm just starting out. There's not a trillion people watching. A lot of people watch after the stream's over anyway. That's just how people are ending up watching these, mostly because they're lightly edited or not edited. And Kenshi can be a bit of a slow game when you're not doing funny meme reels as a video instead of just streaming it as it is. Just trying not to get wrecked here. I don't feel like losing a limb today. And these guys are easy enough to avoid. But yeah, I've got a very specific strategy for it. If you've ever played it, I always play Trade League. I have a very specific strategy. It's not abusive or anything, but I do think it's something not a lot of people do, which means it makes me way more money than it will if everyone starts doing it. So either my channel maybe will blow up because people are like, oh, that's boring, but looks like it's making you a lot of money. Cool. Or no one will notice and it won't be a big deal, but I'll still have some streams here to fill in between. And if I get sick of the league, then it'll be right back to Kenshi time. So I win either way. That's the best part. There's so many spiders. And they all operate together so well. I'm not even sure that I want to be killing all these random spiders, but they're so dangerous that it seems more prudent to kill them, take the loot they have, and go from there. I feel like eventually we'll run into them anyway. And we'll skip those for now. We still got some people who are burning through their crossbow bolts. With these longer sustained fights, Some people are getting down fairly low. I think I saw someone with only 3. And that's just not good enough. We want to make sure everybody has crossbow bolts. Looks like they're at 4, but still. So now I've got kind of a double-edged sword here. There are going to be a ton of spiders inside, but there are also going to be a ton of spiders roaming around outside. So I think we're just gonna be careful. Yeah, see, there's so many outside. And I don't want to deal with every random batch that comes around. I just want to get in here, exploit the science, and get out. So I think we're just going to have the whole crew standing up here on a hill. And then we'll send Moo in. We'll have everyone on hold. We'll send one person in to try and bait the enemy down here and just hope we don't get flanked. Oh boy, yeah, look at how many there are. Just from what's in here. Oh yeah, they're still coming too. Oh, they were. Come on, Moo, you gotta get their attention. No, I don't want everyone to come down here. That's so upsetting. Follow belt. You go right there. Oh boy. Guess we'll line everybody up again. Send Moo back in. Just be careful, Moo. Don't be getting wrecked. Run, Moo, run. Looks like we brought them close to their limit at least. I know it's not the most fun running away and shooting, but with the spiders, it just kind of makes sense. They're so dangerous. It's hard to make an excuse to just try and straight up fight them. What is Moo shooting at? Why does no one else see it? Here come the rest of them. Yeah, they couldn't make up their minds if they should actually come down here or not. Oh goodness, this view is killing me. There we go. We are going to have a ton of material leaving out of here, not just science, which is kind of nice. Oh, is the leader coming out? Goodness. Not trying to kill you guys with this awkward angle. It's just kind of the nature of it right now. Yeah, he got absolutely wrecked. Do I have anybody that can even physically take this without dropping their weapon? I don't. I guess I should have one person carry it. Well, belt. Nope, it's. We'll have knife take off their weapon. And then belt, you can pick him up. That's not what I meant to do. Repairs. My goodness, come on, guys. Everybody run. Get away from that guy. Knife, don't do it. There's so many of these guys. Okay, knife. Go ahead and just dump that for now. I do want you shooting with everybody else. And off of passive. Alright, who's not full on their inventory? Let's go scope out these robots, get them torn apart. Looks like we pulled apart everybody so far. We're gonna start pushing up here, taking some space. Looks like for the most part we've eliminated the spiders, but we'll get in here, get the job done. What is everyone aiming at? That one. I see. We must have missed one. Okay, who's got a good open inventory? You do. And you can pick locks. Excellent. Did we repair, old boy? Is he gonna make it? He is not gonna make it. What the heck? There we go. There's gotta be something useful here, Burn. It can't just be a bunch of junk crossbow parts. There's gotta be some good stuff. Something juicy. What do we got here? AI core. That's what we need to basically get our last setup to have the really powerful turrets, the really strong ones. That's kind of what I'd like to get to, if at all possible. So that's a good find. Pretty happy with even one of those. But I think I need 3 more, sadly. We're also going to need more if we want to make really high quality weapons. 2 is good. 2 is good. Ancient science books. There's a random spider over here that didn't get aggroed. Ooh, Burn can't pick that one. Belt can, though. Burn, go see if there's anything else. Nope, this is it. 3 AI cores is a haul. That's fantastic. So we made out really well here. We got some AI cores, we got some ancient science books, engineering research. Mostly no one got hurt very badly. I think Zoo took a little bit of damage to his other arm. Zoo, are you? Zoo is female. She got some damage on that arm. My bad. We'll have a ton of stuff to sell at Black Scratch too. I don't think we want to bring all these iron plates home. We're going to have tons of iron plates at home. We could either use them to set up extra turrets if we really wanted to, but I think they're just going to be for selling. Same thing with the electrical components and all of the random stuff that Burn was able to pick up. Overall, not bad though. We got some serious science stuff. We've got one skeleton prisoner. If he doesn't tell us what we want, you know what we're going to do with him. You can peel anything in that peeler. So for his sake, I hope he's got something interesting to tell us. We probably should have went and recruited the other 2 skeletons just to see if they have unique dialogue with them as well. I didn't think about that. We could have got Sad Neil and Burn, the Burn that's actually a skeleton. That could have been interesting. That'll be our plan if anyone back home decides to bite the dust randomly. We really and truly don't get visited a whole lot right now. We have one slaver caravan come through, and we haven't had anything else since. Everything else has been like positive, like traders, or just random attacks by bandits. I think for things like grass pirates, we may not even bother using our crossbows just to get our melee skills up. Like these guys, I don't see any reason to go ranged on them. I did forget that Mei-2 weapon, but I'm literally not doing anything with them, so I'm not sure it's worth picking up. Yeah, this is just giving us even more toughness and melee defense training. This is what we need to work on anyway, so this is pretty great. Maybe what we're learning here is that we don't necessarily need the crossbows if we get a light enough sidearm. I do think we'll switch it up and try the short cleavers, just so our melee weapons do some damage, you know? Because while they do bleed them, that's about all it does. But if you look at this, we're taking almost no damage, partially because of our toughness, partially because of our really good gear. So we don't need to waste bolts on these guys, and then we can, up our melee game. Because our melee attack is always going to be much lower due to gear and injuries. Like our total equipment bonuses make our melee attack horrible, especially with the backpack. So any training we can do is for the better. Cat moving on down to take this guy out. Who are these guys? Caravan guards for the Traders Guild? Ooh. We could probably take them. Who's this? Samurai Scouts? Okay, they're probably here to help. I was thinking we could probably handle the Traders Guild caravan and maybe get some sweet loot, but there's a lot of samurai around. I don't want to make enemies of the UC just yet. I think we can even just weasel our way out of this. Let them clean up the riffraff. We'll go back to range. We've got some injuries now, so we'll just go back to doing what works the best. Make sure nobody gets hurt too badly. I am really relieved to see our home base being left alone. It's still not a proper place for a base, and I'm going to have to change it, but we'll get to that eventually. We're also going to want to make ribs start making chain armor. These guys are still missing a crucial piece of gear, and that'll protect all their vitals a lot more. Well, how's everybody doing on bolts? Some of us are pretty low. Yeah, we'll come off of range. These guys are total pushovers. I want to watch this guy's progression. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. About 10 hits will take someone to fully bled out. Like, he'll eventually bleed out even if he didn't get hit again. That's not bad. We just have to get our actual melee attack and melee defense up so we're not just getting blocked all the time. Let's clean these guys up, boys. We got places to be. Does look like we need this training, though. We're taking some actual hits for quite an amount of time. I really would have expected that to be wrapped up quicker, especially on 3 times speed. Looks like we got it handled, though. That's the main thing. Belt still has our prisoner. He doesn't have any kind of bounty, so I bet if anyone knew he was just cranking out spiders to wreak havoc and kill people that travel over there, he would. No, Bard, stay with the group, man. We don't need anybody getting singled out and murdered on our attack team. If our tech hunters start losing people, then we're getting knocked backwards in progress pretty severely. Looks like this shop's always open. That'll be convenient. And yeah, we'll just sell off all of the robot spider parts we picked up. Alright, we already ran him out of money. Doesn't have anything we really need to trade in response, so we'll just wait for the ranger shop to open up. And then we'll buy some stuff. Okay. Well, we don't want to run everybody in there and get stuck. still doing okay on food. We're gonna double check again, get everybody to 4 bolts. Well, 4 stacks of bolts, if we can. 4, 5. 5 is good. I just had a few people that I felt like had gotten kind of low. Turns out they just had them not in their backpack, maybe. We made a hefty profit here, too. Sitting at 70,000 cats. Just off of what we've sold already. So we didn't just get a lot of science. We made some decent money. We're a little lowish on food. We'll probably camp and cook that up. Who's attacking? Looks like the grass pirates are attacking the town. I mean, that's a choice. Not sure I'd call it a good one, but it's a choice. I am going to grab a backpack on one person that will be able to pick up weapon. Well, no, there's no reason. I literally left the Mei-2 weapon on the ground. So, like, obviously I don't value them at all this playthrough. So I don't know why I would bother. Give me my food back. Okay, looks like that has us all switched over to the trader's backpack, which is what we were going for. I don't think we all have sleeping bags. We don't necessarily all need sleeping bags, but it wouldn't hurt if everyone could rest at once if they needed to. We'll go through Brink just to avoid rambling through the unwanted zone and getting murdered by beak things. Although we could make some money there, we're going to burn through bolts like crazy, and I don't think it's necessary. I think we get back, we see what upgrades we've unlocked with our science, and then by the time we do that, it'll probably be time to wrap up stream. I've got to get some dinner going. We've still got a ways to go just to get home. We are going to go full ranged on Reavers. They just are too much. We're not going to mess around. I'm not getting enslaved because we wanted to level up our skills. That's just not a thing. It does occur to me, though, We're really close to Ark. We could have taken them out if we wanted to. Maybe we'll see eventually if he knows what's up. Because while we're not trying to just play the hero here, clearing out bandits near our base probably isn't a bad plan. I think he's still got a weapon on him too. Yeah, there's a few of these guys that do. Can't have that. Oh, this guy's got a crossbow too? I'll be darned. Yeah, I think the short cleavers, when I looked at the stats, that was the one that stuck out the most. It like had more damage than katanas. It had the armor penetration, and then a little extra damage versus robots never hurt nobody. It had great cutting damage, so the Holy Nation, while they have decent armor on some of their units and they're tough as nails, what they don't have is good coverage. So every now and then you're just going to slip through and peel a limb off. We're going to move Belt to the back since he has a prisoner, just to make sure it stays that way. Overall, though, our characters are getting so tough from all of the combat we're seeing that it's going to get less scary and less scary to run into those dang blood spiders. I should say skin spiders. The skin spiders almost wiped us out. If it wasn't for some straight heroics leading some spiders away and being careful, we might have lost some people right there, if not everybody. Looks like I might want food soon. I don't know if I need to do cooking yet, but if anybody starts going the yellow, we'll stop, get a bonfire going, but I don't think we'll need to. I think we're okay until we get home. I need to make another meat storage. That's going to be something that we really do need, because bringing home all that meat in an emergency, it can be cooked up and everyone can get fed that way. I'm really happy with how the bounce back went. This weekend was tough, man. I was tilted out of my mind. I really do think that Khaled and one of the crossbow guys got loaded on the wrong side of the wall, and that's why she got killed. I don't like that there's not more of a warning. I would love it if I could set it. If it was a setting where if one of my people goes into combat, it pauses and switches to them. And even if there was like some kind of cooldown on it, I don't know. Maybe you got to figure it out. But I really hate when people just die and I had no idea they were in danger. And maybe that's some of, me just not having a wide enough focus. Maybe I'm missing some cues from the UI where it's turning red. But I feel like there's definitely times where you get no warning, especially due to hunger. If someone's hungry, they will starve to death before the UI tells you anything if you're focused on a different squad. And I know this is like a super old game developed by one dude. I love the game. I'm in it. This is one of my favorite things to play on Earth. Anytime I'm bored, I'm like, well, I guess I'll go do another weird playthrough in Kenshi where I try something else. There's just so much to do and ways to accomplish it. I just would like to see, especially with Kenshi coming out, there's so many things now they can do with mods to help fill the gap until Kenshi 2 gets here. And I'd really like to see a better system for Kenshi 2. Even though it's going to be basically a prequel as far as the story's concerned, I'd love to see a little bit of progression for performance, the loading times. But I'd also love to see it being almost impossible for someone to die without you knowing they were in danger. Short of they walk in front of a crossbow bolt and it domes them in the head and it's just sheer bad luck. But even then, well, no, they could be out of combat and that could happen. You know, I just would like to get some kind of warning in pretty much every situation except that. We're much better on the money front just from all the spiders we looted. We've got a ton of science now. I am going to have to take a good hard look at everyone's medical supplies and make sure we don't ignore that. We're getting to about halfway on some people's medical kits, and the last place I want to run down to zero is out in the wild. So we might have to have some people carry extra or just look at giving everyone an extra one and they'll just have to carry a little extra weight. Voth, can you not? Can you not? We're trying to get home. We're trying to do a quick wrap up. Can you move your ass today? Let's check on the home base. How's everybody doing? No one's starving or dying, right? No one's starving or dying, right? Just making sure. Still no events, which is weird. I did expect that to fight off events. I'm not sure if that's something I'm gonna have to do another import or what I can do, but if I import again, I'm gonna have to make double, triple sure that I don't go buy anything from Black Desert City. I'm not sure if I kind of already did that. It wasn't on purpose to be sure, but I think I might have accidentally bought from them twice just because I forgot. It's not like it makes a huge difference. If I really wanted to, I could walk my butt to the Ashlands, be a little sneaky, be a little careful, and take down a couple cleanser units and get the same thing. Hmm. But yeah, as soon as we get home, we'll check out if we were able to unlock our new turrets. 'Cause that's what I really want. I want the Mark IV turrets, even if it's a pain in the butt and I've got to rebuild all that stuff. I want the very best turrets I can get. I'm gonna have a small skeleton crew at home. They need to have crazy good turrets. It did just occur to me though, we should have enough turrets for everybody to actually defend the base. Because we've got 6 below, 5 above. Yeah, everybody can hop on a turret in an emergency. So that's another benefit. Once I have the fully upgraded turrets, everyone will be able to use those and it'll be a lot better. Band of Bones, huh? Are you sure? I mean, if this is what you want, we'll kill you and take your stuff. Yeah, you're toast. Ooh, their weapons are pretty good. What about their boots? No. Heart protectors are like always good money. Those are not. Are these? I don't know if I'd consider that good money. I think we're just gonna grab their weapons and call it a day. I don't want to sit here inspecting every random nerd. I am happy with our first actual tech hunter run though. We played it a little safe with the spiders so we didn't get thrashed. Might be a little cheeky, but it's not my fault they're slower than a bunch of lumbering dorks in heavy armor. That's on them, okay. Poor design. Poor design. Oh goodness, come on now. Bring them up there. Looks like our beak thing despawned. Looks like our beak thing escaped his little box there. I'm sorry, what? No, 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 no. Put him in there. Beanhop, is your inventory full? No, what are you doing? Ribs, what are you doing? Arrow making bench. We just got full inventory, I guess. No? Oh, I haven't had any iron going. That's interesting. Oh, there's a whole group of them out here. Let's see how this goes. So, let's have everybody come man a turret that isn't already. And we'll see how this works out. We're going to get Belt back out of the way, though. Yeah, that was pretty easy. Except Beanhop got injured. Not sure what happened there. Um, let's go put Beanhop in bed. So yeah, there's real risk to having them over here shooting. That was awful. So I'll have to get them armor. That's just something we know we're gonna need. Looks like our other animal friend did fully despawn. That's kind of annoying but expected. What are we shooting at now? Okay. We're gonna attack these dorks. Burn, you got all the technology turned in. How are we doing on food? Looks like really good. That's fantastic. We're gonna go ahead and dismantle this and this. And I want to put food stores up here. What? Yeah, up here. What? That is, okay, I was gonna say that is inside a building. What are you talking about? So that should get us back in the business of food. We'll start with the ore drill, get that going as our main thing that we do. Well, no, we want it after the iron refinery. This should work for now. Let's check out Azumi. We need you to start looking at the research bench. And we want our revolving harpoon turrets. Yeah, that's what we want. So we had a really successful run today, which kind of helps take some of the burnout from what may or may not have happened this weekend. It may have totally been unrelated to hubris, but it also might have been completely my fault. Oh, did this guy just bite it? Oh, they're shooting this guy. I wonder if I can bait him into coming closer. So what if we open and then close it? Nah, they're having trouble shooting at him. There he goes. But like I was saying, we had a good run. We were able to get some much needed science stuff. We were able to get some money. We were able to acquire new people to help us defend our base and keep the food coming, keep the crossbow bolts coming. We're in a really good spot. Right now, we've got enough crossbow bolts built up that I think I'm good with swapping out to making armor plate. And then soon we'll be looking at crafting actual armor. Once everyone at the base has real armor, then we'll start looking at chainmail. That's basically how we're going to do this. We're going to progress the home base while we're out tech hunting. And we're just going to keep doing that, keep moving forward. This is where we're going to end it today. We had a really good run. We're probably going to get a lot more done in future runs, but it really just depends on how far it takes us away. I'm kind of trying to stick to using the maps we found for most of it. But we do have a really good place to go hit. It's just the Fishman Island is all risk. If they get knocked down as a group and captured, they are done. They will be eaten. They're like super powered fogmen. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, see, even our own guys ended up, oof, on the wrong side of that. You know what, though? We have a prisoner, and I almost forgot about him. I'm sitting here yapping about how it's time to wrap up, and we didn't even put our prisoner in a cage. I would have forgotten about him completely if I hadn't thought of him right now. Let's get this beak thing healed up. Can't have him going down. Let's put this guy in here. I think we can we talk to him? No, we can't even talk to him. Beep. No, maybe in a little bit. Maybe we'll be able to talk to him after he's been there for a while. If not, we'll feed him to the beak thing or something dumb like that. Feed him to the peeler. We do have, we need more meat storage, and we need to empty our skin storage. Storage, meat. And then we'll have Belt get rid of this guy. But there you have it. We're actually ready to wrap up. I'm going to get some grub going. Things are back on track. If the base gets wiped out again, we've got a backup plan. We're just going to suck it up and move. We're going to build an actual stone mine wherever we move so that we can build the base progressively instead of just running to town and waiting and goofing off. So either way, we're back on track. It might get a little crazy, but even if it does, we'll figure it out. I hope you guys have been enjoying watching. If you do, I would stop by live when you can. Most people are watching it after the fact, but if you want to see it live and ask questions, you want to know what I'm doing or why, or want to know how something works, I mean, if it's in this game and it's not, the nitty gritty, like Frankie was here, how armor works type stuff, I probably know it. If it's something goofy and fun you can do, I probably know it. So I can answer most of those questions, or if I don't, I know where you can find out. Or if it's one of those things nobody knows. So stop by. It's going to be Monday through Friday for sure. We usually do a stream somewhere around 4 to 5 Central. And I just go when I can till I can. That's kind of the way it is for now, unless this thing gets a little more busy. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you.